Well, it's the third and final day of the 20th AGOA Forum in Johannesburg. Delegates are expected to engage in discussions with sub-Sahara African trade ministers centered around the future of AGOA. Now, eNCA senior reporter Aviwe Mtila is tracking the latest developments for us. Aviwe, some really important conversations being had, but more importantly, what agreements are being made at this important gathering?
So those important discussions, Marcel, have been happening largely behind closed doors. We know the ministers of trade and industries from the African countries have been advocating for the extension of the AGOA agreement itself with lapses on the 30th of September 2025. That they want that renewal of the AGOA agreement itself happening soonest this year, but before primarily the US elections next year. Of course, also the enhancement of the AGOA agreement itself has been at the fore. Having Africa producers rather than being the country that produces the raw products and raw materials and often exports them to these countries where it's brought back in Africa and sold back to Africans. Some of the conversations, of course, that have been happening behind closed doors, but also we want to find out the participation of women. And in that regard, I am joined by the Minister in the Presidency for Women, Youth and People with Disabilities, Mama Nkosazana Dlamini Zulu. Mama, thank you for joining us at eNCA. But women aren't largely involved with the AGOA trade, according to what we're hearing on the floor. How do we change the dynamics and how bad is it?
Well, it's not good. Women are not participating fully, but this is an expression of the economies of the continent, including ours, that women are not participating fully in the economy. And so they can't participate fully in AGOA when they don't have things to sell, because trade is about having products that you must be able to trade. So yes, there are women, not enough, and we would like to encourage the whole value chain, because it's not just about manufacturing, it's about access to finance, it's about access to technology, and then manufacturing, and then access to market. So we were interested that women should participate fully, because if they don't participate fully, no economy can ever reach its full potential without the full participation of women. So it's not just for the women, but it's for the country, it's for the continent.
And how do we change those dynamics? Is it something that this forum particularly will be changing going forward?
Well, I think it's a whole process, as I say. Yes, there'll be discussions in this forum, but also there should be discussions in the countries themselves to make sure that women are able to access finance if they have a good idea about manufacturing something, and they also then are able to access the market.
And you were once the AU chairman, and there's been a lot of complaints just around the enhancement of AGOA itself, a lot of red tape, some of the exhibitors are telling us, and just difficulty in doing business and trade with the US. What needs to be done to just cut away all these barriers?
Well, I think that's why the ministers of trade are here, so that they can discuss and see how they can facilitate the trade, how they can deal with the bottlenecks and all the things that hinder the smooth trading.
Okay, thank you very much. I want to catch up with some of the other exhibitors. Thank you, Mama. More importantly, on the topic of women, I am joined by Ma from the African Women's Entrepreneurship Program. Mama, I understand you represent at least 41 countries that are part of the African Women's Entrepreneurship Program. What challenges are you met with, and how difficult is it doing business for women when it comes to the AGOA trade itself?
Well, most of the hardest is to reach the market. That's why this African Women Entrepreneurs Program was created, to give a chance for women who are marginalized to reach the market. So we have seen by this kind of collaboration have made part of us to find that market. Almost it is a niche, this niche. So, but again, it's not like we are standing, we are moving, and we can see now even youths through this AGOA meeting, we have seen that the youths are now invited to work with women, because that is the high problems which are fighting our side. We were working alone, but now they include the youths to work with us in this production of our raw materials to be products that can be sold in Europe and in America and all over in the world.
All right, thank you very much. African Women's Entrepreneurship Program saying that while it's a niche market, the movement is there. And they're just happy that at least even not only women, but the youth are now getting involved with the AGOA trade. That's the 20th AGOA Forum happening at the Johannesburg Expo Center, the third and final day. And we expect, of course, a feedback from the trade ministers on their deliberations that have been happening largely behind closed doors. Back to you in studio.
Indeed, thank you so much for the very latest from the AGOA Forum. Aviwe Mtila reporting to us live from there, and our team will continue to bring you the very latest from there over the coming hours.